Today's video is going to be really cool. It is 11 more success tips that hopefully will help you in your massage business. So a few months ago, I did a video titled 11 Success Tips to Help in Your Business. And it was one of my most popular. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on my channel after this video. But these are success tips that I've got from, just in business, mentors, learning myself, reading books, things like that. And I really think every one of these is super valuable. And at the end of this video, after you've heard my tips, I'd love for you to comment below which ones you liked, which ones you have of your own that I haven't mentioned here. But yeah, let's get into it. So success tip number 12, I'm going to start at 12 because we already did 1 to 11 in my last video. So number 12 is surround yourself with successful people. Now, you've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. Well, that's the same in business as it is with your personal life. And how it works is if you surround yourself with people more successful than you, I believe humans are like a heat-seeking missile. Whatever you are around and whatever you see and whatever standard you set for yourself and whatever goal you set for yourself, your actions will change to accept that new standard or that goal. So if you surround yourself with people, if I surround myself with people who play video games all the time, who didn't exercise at all, they're all overweight, obese. I used to be obese, by the way. And when I was around those environments, when I was not focused on business, not focused on my health, things like that, I was always around because those people around me were doing that stuff. And that was just my norm. I was just fitting into my norm. When I started hanging around with and hiring mentors and being around those groups of successful people in masterminds and mentorships, I would see other people succeeding, other people working hard, other people achieving what they wanted. And that made me think it's not only possible, but I knew I could do it. So if they could do it, so I would start working towards those things. So that's the same with anything. If you want to be successful, whether you find free meetup groups with business people, or I recommend paying for mentorship groups or coaching groups, because the benefit of coaching groups and all that is not just the actual knowledge in them, it is being around the people who are achieving big things that will give you the belief and motivation and drive to do that. And your actions will change and your life will change, I believe, in my experience. Number 13, make every interaction, or try to make every interaction, a win-win. Now that comes down to your clients. Okay, try and make every interaction a win with you, over deliver. And same with your team members. We have staff, so we try and provide a great work environment. And this is, I'm just talking for business, but if you can make every interaction a win-win, including for your landlord, everyone you deal with, they'll want to work with you, they'll want to come back to you, they'll want to deal with you, and that will make your life easier in the long term, trust me. Number 14 is focus on getting 1% better every day or every week even. Okay, so because small improvements add up. That can include things like learning. Like learning is the biggest one, right? Learning and practicing what you learn. So whether you are learning online for free, whether you are doing extra massage courses, marketing courses, business courses, learning about all this stuff, reading books, there's so much knowledge out there. And if you're not learning, here's the thing, if you're not improving, everyone else is improving. Most people are improving, so you are getting left behind. It's not just that you're staying the same, you're getting left behind. If you think about what businesses were like 50 years ago, right? You walk down your street where your business is 50 years ago, what department stores were like, what these stores were like. None of them were anything like they are today. And that's only because everyone's been improving since. And in 20 years time, 30 years time, it's going to be the same thing. Massive improvements. If you are like a lot of people and not improving, it's going to get harder and harder to succeed, to get clients, to make money in business. Number 15, taking responsibility. So if you made a mistake, own up to it. If something happens to you, own up to it. That's the only way you can succeed in business. There's no power in blaming someone else. If you blame someone else for something that happens to you, that takes your power away to be able to fix that problem and to not have it happen in future. There's no victims as a business owner. You need to adapt to everything that happens, whether it's your fault or not, whether the market changes, whether COVID happens, whether your Facebook ad account gets shut down, whether your staff member leaves, whether your client doesn't turn up. These are all things you have to deal with. And you have to adapt. Okay, so there's always things that you can do. And it all starts with taking responsibility, because every minute that goes by after something happens to you, every minute that you don't adapt and accept it and try to find a solution is wasted time. time. So hey, it can be very, very challenging as a business owner, but the ones that succeed take responsibility, adapt, improve, and move on. I just want to take a second to ask you for a small favor. If you're finding this video helpful, if you could just tap the like button underneath it, I'd be really grateful. That will tell the YouTube algorithm to share this video with more massage therapists around the world. And hopefully that will help them all earn more income, which is what they deserve. Thanks for helping. Change is inevitable. Embrace it. Very similar to the last couple points in that. And this is like in life, right? The only constant in this life is change. The only thing that happens for sure is change. Everything's going to change. You might think things are going really well right now. Something changes, right? Whether it's COVID, whether it's an employee moving on, whether it's a client, one of your best clients, your regulars moving town, a recession, you have to accept it and embrace it and move on. Same with taking responsibility. Life isn't fair. Get over it. Very similar to the last two. Okay. So a lot of times we think life should be fair. Life isn't fair. Life is just how it is. When something happens, it is what it is. I've loved that saying for so long. Something happens to you. Can you change it? If you can change it, change it. If you can't change it, move on. Understand things aren't fair. Get over it. Look for a solution and move past it. Okay. It is what it is. Try and remember that. It is what it is. If you can't change it, it is what it is. Do what you can do. Don't dwell on the past and don't live in the future. Focus on today. As business owners, all we can do is live today. Focus on what we can do today. A lot of us think they get overwhelmed, and that's normal, right? But I like to try and break things down into small steps. Action. Don't focus too much on the goal. Focus on action that's going to get you to the goal. Don't focus on what happened yesterday. Focus on the actions that you can do today. If you've got a lot of cancellations this week, what can you do? You can write down a few things you can do. I'm going to call past clients, see how they're going, see if they need a massage, contact past leads. If my staff member put their notice in, I can put up ads in Facebook groups. I can put up ads on Facebook. I can put up ads on job boards. I can reach back out to my network. There's things you can do. If clients aren't showing up, we need to get more clients. I don't know how to do marketing. Go online and learn. I've got videos. You can pay for marketing courses. There's books out there that you can learn, right? Focus on the actions. Make a list and just work through those actions every day, and you will get to your goal eventually if you do the actions necessary. Today is the best day to start anything, okay? So procrastination is contagious, okay? Waiting until tomorrow, you may find yourself waiting until next week, next month, or next year when things are better, when it's a better time. This is one of the biggest things. Don't start next week, start today, even if it's just something tiny, like a tiny step, okay? Like when I have big things to do and I think like I've got a big project to do, I map out my week and I just put something small today and something small the next day. And if I get that small thing done, it's like momentum. It's like ball has started rolling downhill. You feel better about yourself. You feel like I just accomplished something. It's a small step, but it's better to do a few small steps starting from today than wait till next week and then something else might come up. But once you've started it, it starts the ball rolling. Very similar. If you're waiting for circumstances to be different or perfect, you're in for a long wait. Stop waiting, start doing. Okay. That can be, I want to wait until I invest in a course for marketing, or I want to wait until I hire a team member, or I want to wait until I start this new product. I've been wanting this new business product for massage business, whatever. Or I want to wait until I start working for myself. I will honestly say it's like when people say, I want to wait until I have a kid. You know, like I'm 36, I've got 2 kids, and I have a lot of friends who like waited until they were like late 30s to have kids. When my wife and I had our children, we started when we were 27. And I just hear people saying, you know, oh, not the right time, not the right time. And if you've got kids, I reckon you can relate to this. I say to people, like, there's never a right time to have kids. You just make it work, right? And that's the same with anything in business. If you want to do something, start it and just take the decision, take the leap and make it work. That's my advice, because humans are very resourceful when they need to be, right? When you put pressure on yourself, you rise to the occasion more times than not. You will make it happen, whether it's kids, whether it's business, whatever you need to do, you'll surprise yourself, right? So I tell people, if you want to work for yourself, just do it. If you want to start a business, just do it. Take the leap. And most people can achieve more than they think they can. They are better than they think they can. They're more resourceful than they think they can. And that goes for you too if you want to start something. So there it is. That is my next 11 success tips. I hope you enjoyed these. If you are a big fan of any of these tips, let me know in the comments, or if you have a couple tips of your own that you'd like to share with people watching this video, I'd love to hear them. And I'll see you in the next video.